Hi, boys and girls. Well, spring is here. As of Sunday, spring has begun. It felt like it Monday, but these days are a little bit chilly and rainy, aren't they? But we'll get days like that, and it'll eventually get really nice and warm. During this time, we continue with our Lenten prayers and our activities as we await Easter. We've talked about Lent, and we say that we can pray through our words, or songs, or prayers, or activities that you do as you wait for Easter. There's so many things that we can do. Remember, we talked about that we would make space, do some decluttering, things that you don't use or don't fit you anymore, make room with kind words and actions, and all of that gets us ready for Easter. There's so many ways we can do that. Feed the hungry, give drinks to the thirsty. We can make sure that we donate clothing. We can visit sick people or lonely people. We can find shelter for the homeless and pray, of course, for everyone. We all have a voice. We have to use our voice to speak up. We have to be confident. We have to believe in ourselves and believe that we can each make a difference. Your voice, boys and girls, can speak for you and for all the others around you. We send out our message to the whole world, a message of love, a message of support and hope, and a message can be very, very powerful. We learned through some of our stories as we were getting ready for Easter that people used to gather to listen to Jesus' teachings. He would start to talk and they would just come around him. They wanted to hear his words. Well, your voice can be heard too. We might be chanting a message, singing a message, holding a sign for a message, waving a flag for a message. Whatever you choose to do, your message will be heard. I have some little friends here and they have their messages: love and respect, Jesus and pray and hope. All different messages that we can use. Well, our story today is about a little girl. Her name is Mari and her mama, and they are going to tell us about their little march that they're doing. And they believe, and so do I, love is powerful. It is, isn't it? And it was written by Heather Dean Brewer, and the illustrations are made by Luyanne Pham. This is a book, boys and girls, that will give you some ideas of how your word can spread and make a difference. Mari spilled her crayons onto the table. They made a messy rainbow. "What are we coloring, Mama?" she asked. Mama smiled. "A message for the world." So it looks like Mama was doing some work at her desk and Mari's getting her supplies ready. And then she was wondering what they're going to do. I am too. Let's see. Mari ran to the window and pressed her nose to the glass. Far below, people walked in different directions. Buses, cars, and taxis honked and grumbled down the busy street. Mari asked, "How will the world hear?" "They'll hear," said Mama, "because love is powerful." There she is looking out her window. And you see, boys and girls, here's the street right down below. Does that give you a clue that maybe she's living up high? Oh, let's see if that could be. Mari climbed onto her mama's lap. The crayon smelled sharp and new. Mama used one to write some letters. Even though Mama's words stretched across the poster, they would be too small for the whole world to see, Mari thought. So now Mari's on Mama's lap. Mama's got the crayon. Remember, she was writing some letters, and we'll see what that's going to be. It's always fun to draw and write things. Mari picked up a crayon and she made her own sign. She imagined her friends in their apartments all across the city. Grandma and Grandpa were a plane ride away, and people live in all different countries. So you see, Mari and Mama are here. Grandma and Grandpa, she said, would have to take an airplane. Here are some people down near the bottom that live even in different countries. Love is everywhere. Mari wondered, how will the whole world see our message? Mama hugged her close. They'll see, she said, because love is powerful. Do you see down on the street? All these people are holding signs. They all look very happy and excited. I see a sign that says respect. I said, if you try to divide us, we'll rise and unify. Another respect. We will not be silent. They're all very positive words, aren't they? Oh, they do live in an apartment. Here's where they are, and the elevator will go all the way down to the lobby. Mama handed her a coat, and they both laced up their shoes, and Mari tucked the posters under one arm and held Mama's hand with the other. They slipped through the elevator doors, down, down, down they went, all the way to the lobby. Do you see her? She's still carrying those signs. Down they go. And now the elevator doors opened when they got to the lobby. Mari hopped onto the sidewalk and then she stopped and looked up. The street was packed with people, more people than she'd ever seen in her entire life. Mari tugged on Mama's arm to ask her to kneel down, and then she whispered in Mama's ear, Mama, it's so loud and there are so many people. They won't hear our message. But Mama said, they will, little Mari. So now we're down on the street with all the other people, including Mama and Mari, and their sign. Everyone has a message, respect, and be kind. And we may not have chosen the time, but the time has chosen us. Mama lifted Mari up, and for a moment she felt like she was flying. On top of Mama's shoulders, Mari could see the crowd swell for blocks, hundreds and thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people marching down the street. Do you see them all? They all want their words to be heard. When we want something and we get together in a group, people notice. And they're trying to be noticed so that they can share their message. Some held signs like Mari. All of them said different things, though, and everyone cheered and as they walked together. Mama joined them. Mari bobbed above the crowd like a canary fluttering over the trees. She felt as tall as some of the buildings. Can you find Mari? She's on Mama's shoulders. Yep, you guessed it, right over there. Now she can see what's going on. Do you see all the signs that the people are carrying? They're making sure their message is heard. Mari raised her sign for everyone to see. Even though she was small and the crowd was very big, so big she didn't think anyone would hear, she called out her message. Do you remember what her message was? Love is powerful. Through the roar, her voice was heard, and someone shouted the message back. Mari yelled again, and more joined in. Again, she yelled the message. Love is powerful. Now she has people, even though she's little and her voice wasn't very big. Everyone heard as it carried across the crowd. This time the crowd was calling back, and Mari's message rumbled down the street. echoed off the buildings, and it was as loud as breaking waves. So you see, her voice couldn't do it alone, but everybody was helping her to get her message across. Love is powerful. We know that, don't we, boys and girls? Love is very important and it is very powerful. So Mari and her mom decided that they wanted their voices to be heard. Didn't matter what size they were, didn't matter how loud they could be. Their message of love was spread all over the world. Now, this Friday, which is March 25th, right here at Church of the Holy Spirit, between the hours of 10 in the morning and 6 p.m., we're going to spend time praying for the people of Ukraine. All of you are welcome to come and join us whatever time you want, for however long you can stay. And when you come, there will be a prayer card and a rosary on each of the chairs. It'll give you some time to pray and think and remember to spread that love that's so powerful. You are able to take the rosary home with you so that you can continue praying each day. Now, if you can't come, boys and girls, that's all right. Find a quiet spot in your home where you can just go off and think about love and say some prayers, and you too will be able to spread the word all across the world because the people in Ukraine need our prayers and our love. We're praying that they will have food and they will have shelter. They will have their families together. So take some time every day, but a special day this Friday will be right here at the church if you'd like to join us. And you will be able to pray and you'll be able to make a difference with those prayers and the love that you are spreading. So I hope you'll join us either here or in your home. And remember all of the people in Ukraine. And remember, be a good friend and always to be kind. And I'll see you next time, boys and girls, as we're getting closer and closer to Easter. Thanks for joining me today. Bye now.